Discovery Channel show Craig Landry from Moonshiners was hospitalized after a unicycle accident in a bizarre twist of fate that no one saw coming. Craig Landry, one of the beloved stars of the hit reality TV show Moonshiners, was hospitalized after a freak unicycle accident. Known for his rough and tumble persona on the show, which documents the lives of moonshiners in the Appalachian backwoods, Craig's unicycling incident has left fans and followers shocked. This unusual and unfortunate turn of events not only casts a spotlight on the dangers of extreme hobbies, but also sheds light on the unpredictable nature of Landry's life outside of the moonshining world. The accident was a quiet Sunday morning when the unexpected happened. Craig Landry, who has become a well-known figure for his expertise in distilling moonshine, was taking part in what he called a fun, experimental hobby, unicycling. Despite being a man known for his tough persona and tough physical work, it turns out Landry had recently taken a liking to unicycles, something that seemed a far cry from his usual methodical, hands-on approach to moonshining. According to sources close to the moonshiner, Landry had recently developed a fascination with the balancing act involved in riding a unicycle. He would spend hours on a smooth, open stretch of land behind his home, perfecting his skills. It was during one such practice session when the unthinkable happened. Witnesses say that Landry, who was wearing minimal protective gear, save for a helmet, was attempting a particularly difficult maneuver, trying to balance on the unicycle while performing a trick that involved spinning it in a full circle. At some point during the trick, the unicycle reportedly tipped, throwing Landry off balance and sending him crashing hard onto the ground. The fall was significant enough that Craig Landry had to be rushed to the hospital. His injuries were initially reported to include a fractured leg, a mild concussion, and several contusions across his back and arms. While not life-threatening, the injuries were serious enough to require immediate medical attention. Fans reacted to the news when news of the accident broke. Fans of Moonshiners were quick to express their concern. Landry's fans, who have followed his career for years, took to social media to offer their support and well wishes. Many of them shared their disbelief that a unicycle accident could cause such an uproar, especially given Landry's tough image on the show. Didn't expect to hear that Craig Landry's in the hospital from a unicycle accident. What a crazy story. Wishing him a speedy recovery, wrote one fan on Twitter. Others joked about the irony of the situation. I guess Craig isn't as hardcore on a unicycle as he is with a still, one humorous comment read, while another added, Moonshiner goes down for a unicycle? That's a plot twist we didn't see coming. The outpouring of support from fans made it clear that Craig had earned a loyal following not just for his moonshining skills, but for his down-to-earth, relatable persona. In a world where reality TV stars often seem larger than life, Landry's good old boy image made him a fan favorite. Now, fans were rallying behind him, eager to see him make a full recovery. The mystery of Craig's unicycle hobby, the real question many fans are asking is, why unicycles? Craig Landry's passion for moonshining has always seemed like a single-minded devotion, but little did anyone know that he had been branching out into other activities in his personal life. A friend of Landry's spoke out, explaining that the unicycle was actually a challenge he had taken up after a dare from one of his fellow moonshiners. He's always been a guy who loves a good challenge, especially if it's something that's offbeat, said the friend, who asked to remain anonymous. We were hanging out one day, and someone joked about riding a unicycle, and Craig, being Craig, said, I'll give it a go. Next thing you know, he's out there every weekend, trying to master it like it's his next big project. While Landry's love for challenges is well known, this one seemed like an odd choice. His social media accounts were largely devoted to moonshining tips, the occasional family photo, and his outdoor adventures, but there was little mention of unicycles or any other similar hobbies. For a while, it was as if Landry's unicycle rides were a secret, a quirky personal pastime that even his closest fans didn't know about. In interviews, Landry had always been known to downplay his personal life, preferring to focus on the more glamorous, or, depending on how you look at it, the more dangerous aspects of his moonshining endeavors. Fans had never considered that this larger-than-life personality might have more unexpected interests beyond the stills. Landry's road to recovery since the accident. Craig Landry has been recovering in the hospital, surrounded by family and friends. His doctors are optimistic, and although he is expected to make a full physical recovery, the emotional toll of the incident may linger for a while. "I don't know if Craig's going to be getting back on that unicycle anytime soon," said his sister, who visited him at the hospital shortly after the accident. "He's stubborn, so I'm sure he'll try again eventually. But right now he's focused on healing up and getting back to work." As for when Landry will return to the moonshining world, that remains up in the air. Fans are eagerly awaiting an update, especially since the show's filming schedule is known to be quite rigorous. While Landry's medical team has assured everyone that his recovery is progressing smoothly, they also stress that it will take time for him to fully heal from the trauma of the accident. Landry himself has remained relatively quiet on social media in the wake of the incident. However, a short post on Instagram gave fans some insight into his current mindset. "I'll be back at it soon enough. Thanks for the love and support. Let this be a lesson. Stick to what you know, folks. Unicycles are no joke. #recovering ode." The impact on Moonshiners. While Craig Landry's accident might seem like a minor side story, it has had a ripple effect on the Moonshiners franchise. His injury has left a temporary void in the show, with fans wondering how his absence will impact the current season. The producers of Moonshiners have been tight-lipped about how they will address the situation, though it's clear that Landry's role on the show has become an integral part of its success. The rugged, hard-working moonshiner with a humorous and occasionally reckless streak has been a fan favorite for years. The show's team is reportedly making adjustments to the filming schedule, but it is unclear if Landry will be able to return for the remainder of the season. While there's no official word yet on how Craig's accident will affect his role on the show, many believe that his storyline will be affected in some way, especially if the producers choose to showcase the incident and his recovery on screen. We know that Moonshiners isn't just about making moonshine. It's about telling the stories of these people who live this crazy, unpredictable life. So I wouldn't be surprised if they incorporate Craig's recovery into the show, said one industry insider. The unicycling debate. Craig Landry's accident has sparked a broader conversation about the dangers of extreme sports and hobbies. Unicycling, despite its relatively simple appearance, is a demanding activity that requires balance, coordination, and skill. The accident has prompted many fans to question the risks involved in hobbies that appear deceptively easy. "I've been riding a bike for years, and I never thought something like this could happen to a guy like Craig," wrote one commenter on Reddit. "It's a reminder that even the toughest folks can get hurt doing something that seems harmless." The conversation also brings attention to the importance of safety gear and precautions when engaging in activities like unicycling. Despite being a seasoned moonshiner who regularly deals with fire and dangerous equipment, Craig Landry was reportedly not wearing the proper gear during his accident, which may have contributed to the severity of his injuries. Conclusion is, Craig Landry continues his recovery. The fans of Moonshiners remain hopeful that their favorite moonshiner will be back to his old self soon. Though the unicycle accident may have seemed like an odd detour in Landry's life, it serves as a reminder that even the most fearless people can have their unexpected moments of vulnerability. Whether or not he'll return to unicycling remains uncertain, but fans are certain of one thing. Craig's resilience and sense of humor will ensure that this chapter, however bizarre, will only add to the legend of Craig Landry, the moonshiner who once rode a unicycle. Craig Landry from Moonshiners hospitalized after a unicycle accident, in a shocking turn of events that has left both fans and the Moonshiners community reeling. Craig Landry, one of the beloved stars of the popular Discovery Channel show, was hospitalized after a bizarre unicycle accident. Known for his rugged charm and relentless passion for traditional moonshining, Craig's accident has stirred up both concern and curiosity among fans who never expected to see one of their favorite TV personalities sidelined in such an unexpected way. The accident, a freakish turn of events, all started on a quiet Saturday morning in the small Appalachian town of Burnsville, North Carolina, where Craig has lived for much of his life. Craig, often seen on Moonshiners working in the backwoods of the Appalachian Mountains, has a reputation for being a man who isn't afraid to take on challenges, whether it's distilling the finest moonshine or trying his hand at unconventional hobbies. Little did anyone know that on that day, his penchant for risk-taking would take turn.